survive heaven. No evil could bite as death. Most people believe they're psychic, an Ophelian medium's vital breath. I'm a Jane Eyre, the mind reads, a maiden fair and fiery, made as the parrot for piracy, a shady character at your library, failing to live under house arrest, escaping into the soul of a text, brains dripping from a hole in his head. I wrote this off an impulse, wild gnosis as the dim bulb, brightly focused on winning a scuffle, the psychosis of a spilled skull. Your plants of true plastic, to these plants that cure madness, green and gravid with truths valid, we travel the 2000s. As linear travelers through time, sleepers advancing as the pantomimery from the past into your mind, green and gravid, via seeds we planted. Hobos defending the hustle of survival, to those crows descending and troubling the biome, a vocal poet sending his love through the microphone, to oboes and cellos, rich violin tones, olden and yellowy leaves of a scientific tone, to those souls who smell unique in the mind alone. So Pomo, he tells you the Greek root of rhizome, to pervert the meanings in multilingual puns, to the dirt underneath everything under the sun, delving into the earth's core, or smelting metallurgical ore, war hellishly perverting war into more dead than there were before. Born several as the words between snores, forced to enter from his world into yours, underlining the underlying oneness, Spinozan under the rhymes, and this fun mixed with no fun, like swearing you don't have a gun. This marriage of ocean and sun, broken into uncertainty, these strange phrases, spoken ums and ers, this derangement sacred. Dreaming about her old man, his steam-powered phonograph, white power holding him back, the black father ghost attack, these sheepy shears after 3 beers lyrically, their deep fears, who can't see clear and weirdly, their unfocusing lens to this unholy revenge and unfolding defense, in pentameter lines describing nature, landing in the minds of stylish fakers, green grassy style, this wild maker, Afro-futuristic, this Friday with Saturday's news in it, this Miles Davis rapping his truth vivid, this sky gray with patches of blue delicious, Another flying saucer descending, destroying shit. This drunk mind underwater descending for the joy of it, annoying the fish. And though they say I should be paid to smoke weed, this poet framed by the language police for floating away from their ancient Greece, this boat astray on the Aegean Sea. I've never strayed too far from the canon, driving my gray-blue car through these patterns, this snow globe broken in the cold. These old souls told to behold my raps flickering fiery as the lover, and standing behind me my butler, this proto-robot automaton, holding my coat and nodding along as I flow so cold this frosty dawn, this total control of my swan song, this pot of weed my green thumb, to their chopped trees and tree stumps, these choppy seas and steampunk, to their false beliefs and seal hunt. I fought the needle and the needle won, did the damage as Neil Young, and I feel just like Jesus' son. Taken aback, these fish made of math, the shape of his attack, an invisible naked man, this swim in a lake of raps, this Finnegan's Wake on acid, this cinnamon tasting magic, this invaded planet, disseminating his microplastic psychopathic, the dead brains desiring their last desire romantic, these red grapes divine as their magic fire disastrous, this asteroid hurtling in a foreign tongue, this sad joy purpling the orange sun, eclipsing language itself with the gaiety of 12 elves, 7 dwarves, creative with electromagnetic force. This Zeus disguised as Poseidon imbued this divine environment with truth, the spine and mind within. This black body we float within. These raps hot as the cold wind in wintry Toronto, godly as mortal men, printing their ontological, phenomenological, swimming in the pond tropical, palms aloft in the flow of watery time. So Dasein in their careful goal completion. Oh, godly divine, where the soul meets the drum, this bass profoundly fingering the guitar, an insane amount of shimmering stars, expressed as this organ synthesized, as the performers improvised, his band of personalities, enchanted words standing as the trees, this plunderage, this opulence, this bloodiest song you defend, this spear in my side, this Jesus Christ, his thorny crown and bloody nails, forgive them, Father, he yells, from the cross we kiss, in slime we dwell, vomit and piss, riding the celestial omnibus, through cloudy Vancouver's heavenly rainforest, down through his years of angst and soreness, descending into the mirror stage, intending to mirror this age of the mirror's universality as a symbol for perception. The mirror's universality as a symbol for perception, this narcissistic echo of an undulating umbilical undertow and unfolding umbrella. Peripatetic on the stage, this litigant in person, defending his rage against the system in a sermon without precedent, his mouth efferent before a jury of deaf ears, more human than feared. This English language, our simple plaintiff, whose lawyers paint me villainous in destroying ancient rituals. This rapper giggling in his lair, relaxing in his swiveling chair. This Picasso, the cat he strokes. This fluffy orange fur under his force majeure. His judgment in the court deferred. Justice abnegated. This undercastigated rapper hated in the affidavit. Speaking his mens rea truly malafide, the fruit of his factified dream. De facto the best rapper to be tried for treason. As the vinyl LP spins, hanged for both black humor and rhyme that reasons. The syllogistic treasure hunt, simplistic as the sun, leading these detectives through the foyer. Oye, oh yeah. I'm standing and holding the mic. Alright. This goes out to those orderly hordes of manifesting anti-fascists, formerly the florists hunting Nazi activists, quelling sinful hating Trumps, self-immolating as the monks. This song's words, these strong verbs and the adjectival attached to the nouns in this archival project, storing information as MP3s or FLAC files, or tracks on a vinyl disc, reading the dial, timing our being and bleeding a Nile. of rhyming meaning, discrete tiles, a scrabble of babble to decry our leaning towers, fraternal with the Greek vowels, these consonant vigors, dreaming soundly impossible rivers, mad awkward this rap octopus, whose consciousness was eightfold possible, made of old novels and coldly this folded crease among these wrinkly brains, fundamental like hydroxyl, softer still, these fatherly quills, these mentally ill, traumatized, sent to be killed, those honest lies, mended by the skilled, swans in disguise, under attack by knights errant, this host of blacks and whites bearing fists, managing this as activists, average this, Homo sapiens, to your Frodo Baggins, playing this dobro anciently, a Komodo dragon to these creatures, a teacher to your pupils, beleagueredly beautiful, this guitar to your ukuleles, you should pay me to spit bars over music playfully, spiritually, bodily, not fun like the truth, not wholly dishonest, the sophistry, delusions are fun too, not wholly untrue, phenomenologically, confusion advanced, this music of chance. Fate lately a little scary, these brain states are all literary, psychosis is just hypotyposis.
Let me take you down, because I'm going to Blackberry to the people, my point of view, telescope to the people, these galaxies. There can be breakages in Japanese, nakedly random and free, this cosmos, its levity and gravity. In some corners, these creatures emerging. In other words, these demons were forming a literature of heartfelt graffiti over beautiful beats, a Christopher Marlowe just hanging a strange fruit from the trees. A crystal slipper breaking through this view of the sea, a confusion of flowers, this Baudelaire. The stupid hold the most power and no one cares. Hypocrite lecteur, mon semblable, mon frère. You voluble rap snob, running along Broadway with your pants off, utterly wrong about Bowie and glam rock. Glitter in sleep, kisses whispery, swig whiskey, swim or sink as the stone. This free-thinking clone who won't sing along and only sings alone. His hotline bling phone, his ringtone, crystal clear as the clink of his glass. This bevy, these beers he drinks fast. Let me unleash these beastly raps as the sexy curves of the spiral stairs. Let me unfurl my flag in the air, a heavy world on the back of a bear. Every word in this rap placed with care. It's hard not to edit, seeing you pollute carcinogenic fumes from your autobus. Narcoleptic musings of a god in the booth, alternate tunings, these sonic youths. Atonal trash, this hip rock for the kids. The token black kid, impossibly hip. Broken Spanish, lost in Madrid, or smoking hash with a dominatrix. conspiring in secret. These Osama bin Ladens dig the trauma of fallen, his vertigo, the cop following his calling, this cervico, composing this unclear speech, this spell. These voyageurs undead among the seaweed, the kelp. In Canadian French, I throw a wrench in the gears of hip-hop, its thought processes, dripping hot chocolate, delicious, convoluting your thoughts as you walk to the bar. Stop where you are, you forgot to lock the car. Following yonder star, the star to every wandering bark. Hark, endless as this silver river, the mirror glitters, a better rapper than Harold Pinter. As florists explore this foliage, exposing its flowers, or ignoring this orifice, spitting raps for the cowards and heroes alike. Anti-heroic on the mic, a verbally verbal florist, rose florid, bored with this. For I have no inner resources, as little seahorses swimming with sharks, this saucer in the infinite dark, as the coffee in his mug, following his philosophy of fuck everything. Fuck tribalism, fuck nihilism, fuck the diamonds in his mindfully guiding his vision, fuck hiding his Midas silverism, bringing his eraser to this project and disappearing bars, singing the praises of the cosmos, its supervening stars. You babble as the silver river, blood blackening this Hitler killer. This Iliad and these Homers, these silly rappers, these flowers, ghostly with the words we tried to live by, jovially absurd with these rhymes driven by Eros and Thanatos, supreme as Diana Ross, cursed as those persons who murder the albatross. These rap bloggers, ammo shot at their facade. These raps close to God. These rappers confused in the past tense, unsure of the rap sense. Obscure your ambivalence to this utter detachment of the rapper, never manifesting whatever the devil dreams. Metaphysical as the digital clever memes, evergreen, ever growing these plants. Your berserk to this ancient calmness, your word to this page's document. Microsoft Office obnoxious as Canada Day fireworks your flow. Manta rays flying through this ocean, a sacrifice to Odin. Your devotion, you Viking, promoting the white things. These Wes Andersons treading over the macadam. These Beatles crossing Abbey Road as lightning strikes, aiming mysteriously for white lives taken unseriously. Another drag from his cigarette, burning the flag with his cigarette as the first finale of fulfillingness, wonderful as Stevie Smith, as green lipstick, unrealistic.
She said I want my own foreign thing. Instead they've locked my soul in English, Americanti and her no more kings. She hates white cops and global warming. She said I want my own foreign thing. She said why stop at those corks and strings? There's a world still more bizarre and elemental beneath the quantum mechanical. There's more to death than falling from my camel. This inglorious faith indelibly unchained as Django's melody, and joining that arrogant Tarantino and the swaggering braggarts Negroes to consider the children, these students of the system. Do they need a shining vision, that fabled Nietzschean nihilism, space to speak and time to listen to these old and wise women, growing as limes and lemons, knowing his style inelegant, to travel a tribe called quest again, valuable as ivory to the elephant, entering onto the record these bars, bending the head heavenward to read the stars, that Ursa Minor, sleeping his wintry hibernation, reading in the skin of a lion naked, restless as the ocean in his bed, this weird sister who copiously bled periodically, holding the Queen of Hearts, controlling as Beefheart did his magic band, this naive art splashed upon the canvas, Pakistan as Zimbabwe, West Side Gun as Conway, Beelzebub as Yahweh. These costumed pretenders, our citizenry, each performing gender differently, with more French than a little Greek, each life an education. These recycled paper-thin, futile days within the colony, euthanized as part of the eugenic game of selection, or humanized in art, this true elevation of the elephant in the room.
Essays I write upon the night, persuading all Canada, as they'd malign our divine dictation from the veranda. Here today, ripping pages from the sacred verbal play, fermentation of the language, intercepting the mind's meander in a serpentine pattern, signifying nothingness, dignified and monkish. This fire, obviously, striving to engulf the trees. The Bible's a novel to me, psychosis flying through the mind, strong and free. These rhymes divinely minor as autumn leaves, dryly solemn his speech, irony fallen to the beach, the mind and body beneath, writhing lost upon the beach.
The Bible's a novel to me beside the novel of the sea. These tiny dots, the sea creatures as deeper by meters and meters. He speaks his verse. This fire obviously striving to engulf the trees. The Bible's a novel to me. This pheasant tasting dry, supposedly the highest quality. The Bible's a novel to me. Imbibing honestly, wine upon the teeth. The Bible's a novel to me, made minor to all but these. Their fire vomited upon the trees, the highest honor they could receive. These tribal guides, these Bibles beside the sea, we fall into dreaming a highly deep, deep sigh. The Bible's a novel to me. The Bible's a novel to me. Essays I write upon the night, persuading all Canada, as they'd malign our divine dictation from the veranda. Here today, ripping pages from the sacred verbal play, fermentation of the language, intercepting the mind's meander in a serpentine pattern, signifying nothingness, dignified and